So today we're going to peek behind the curtain at one of Australia's biggest companies, Telstra. And no, we're not talking about phone towers or internet speeds. We're going to dive into the really complex part, the human system that makes it all run, its modern workforce.
Okay, so to really get what we're talking about, you have to understand the sheer scale of this. Telstra has roughly 26,000 people on its payroll. I mean, that's not just a company, right? That's basically a small city. And they all have to work together.
And that massive scale, well, it brings us right to the heart of the matter. Think about it. When you're trying to steer ship that big, a corporate supertanker, how in the world do you get all 26,000 of those people to turn on a dime, to change direction all at once? It's a huge, huge puzzle.
And believe it or not, a pivot is exactly what Telstra is trying to pull off. They're right in the middle of this massive overhaul they call their T25 strategy. And the goal? It's super ambitious. They want to go from being a classic old-school telco to a really nimble, digital-first tech company.
So, how are they doing it? Well, the engine behind this whole shift is what they call the Agile Operating Model. Instead of the old rigid departments we're all used to, picture this. You've got employees with similar skills, let's say all the software engineers, and they're all in a kind of home base called a chapter. Then, when a project comes up, the company just pulls the experts it needs from different chapters and puts them into a temporary team, a group, that's just focused on that one mission. The whole idea is to be way more flexible and way faster.
Okay, so that's the game plan. It sounds good on paper, right? But what's it actually like on the inside? Let's take a look from the inside out and see how Telstra is trying to balance its biggest strengths against some pretty serious weaknesses.
So on the one hand, Telstra has some amazing things going for it. I mean, it's a household name, a really strong brand to work for. They're all in on flexible work, and they're being pretty smart about using AI and data to manage everything. But here's the kicker. They are investing a ton of money into training their own people.
And we're not just talking lip service here. Just in the 2021 financial year, they poured over $21 million into training and development. That's a real, serious commitment to getting their workforce ready for what's next.
And you can see that investment is actually getting results. Get this, on just one of their technical learning platforms, more than 13,000 employees logged nearly 100,000 hours of learning. That tells you people are hungry for these new skills.
But, and this is a big but, this is where the picture gets a lot more complicated. It feels like for every public strength they have, there's a flip side, an internal weakness. So you've got this top-tier employer brand, but at the same time, really challenging relationships with employees. They're trying to attract all this new talent while also making these very public job cuts. And that focus on well-being? It clashes with some serious friction over pay.
And this number, this is the other side of that transformation coin. While they're pouring millions into the skills of the future, they've also recently cut about 2,800 jobs. This is that classic creative destruction in action. They're getting rid of roles that just don't fit the new digital world they're building. But it's also the very real, human cost of this pivot. And you can imagine the uncertainty it creates inside the company.
And if that wasn't enough pressure, you've also got these really tough ongoing negotiations with the unions. The sources we looked at show that pay offers are being challenged because, well, they're not keeping up with inflation. It points to a real disconnect between the company's big financial strategy and what its employees actually need.
All right, so that's the internal push and pull. Now let's zoom out. Let's look at the external battlefield and see how Telstra is dealing with the opportunities and threats out there in the real world.
Looking ahead, there are some really fascinating opportunities for them. They could double down on using AI in HR. They could build whole new ways to develop leaders for this agile environment. And here's a wild idea. What if they could package up their own experience with this transformation and sell it as a consulting service to other huge companies? But of course, with big opportunities come big risks. And the single biggest threat facing a company like Telstra is pretty simple, a revolving door of their best people. In this market, holding on to your top talent, it's everything.
So let's break down these threats. First up, the competition for talent is just insane, especially for people with skills in things like AI and cybersecurity. Second, all those headlines about job cuts, that makes it a lot harder to recruit new people. And third, what employees expect from a job has totally changed. People want purpose, they want balance. It's not just about the paycheck anymore.
You know, it's pretty incredible how fast this whole landscape can change. Think back to 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. Telstra's HR exec made this comment after they were just flooded with applications for only 1,000 jobs. It's a great reminder that sometimes the market swings your way, but you definitely can't count.
Okay, so we've looked inside the company, we've looked outside. Let's pull it all together now, because what you're really looking at is a massive corporate balancing act. This is the reality of modern HR. It's all about these constant, really difficult trade-offs.
This matrix you're looking at right now, it sums up the whole dilemma perfectly. So internally, you have the positive of investing in new skills, smashing right up against the negative of job cuts. That's that creative destruction we mentioned. And externally, their big opportunity to innovate is always under threat from fierce talent competition and, ironically, the bad press that comes from their own internal changes. Every single move they make is a negotiation between these four boxes.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that for a company the size of a corporate supertanker like Telstra, there are no easy answers. Managing a workforce like this isn't about just doing good things. It's a constant, high-stakes balancing act. Every single decision involves a strategic and, often painful trade-off. And all of this leaves us with one final, really big question. Telstra is throwing everything it has at becoming more nimble, more responsive, more agile. But in this crazy race for the future, with all these pressures pushing and pulling from the inside and the outside, can a company this massive ever truly be agile? That's the real test, isn't it?